What's up, guys? Long time no see, right? But we are back. This is the final whistle here on SEC Live at the Voice of College Football. I'm your host, as always, Lucas Hill. Make sure you all do us a favor. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. I'm wasting no time because we got a lot to break down. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Turn on that bell notification down below so that you are notified and you are tuned in to SEC Live at the Voice of College Football. Always, always, always thank you to our good friends at Underdog Fantasy. Going over to underdogfantasy.com or go on and download the Underdog Fantasy app on your Apple or Android device. Use that promo code VOCFBSEC. And when you use that first promo code with, just got a message. When you use my promo code VOCFBSEC, you will get $50 in free bets when you play that first $5 lineup. That is VOCFBSEC for Underdog Fantasy. Must be 21 or older. Not available in all states. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. That is 1-800-GAMBLER. We got to break a lot of things down tonight, guys. Let's go ahead. Let's kick it off with arguably the biggest news of the afternoon, probably of this entire week here in college football. And that is obviously Sam Pittman, who is officially fired as the head coach over at the University of Arkansas. Guys, we knew that this was going to be happening. I think you and I both know that when we saw the display of just pure agony from Arkansas, we knew that this was going to happen. And if you didn't, you got deceived. But that's the reality right now of where Arkansas is as a program. They're not good. Guys, they're really bad. Guys, it would not surprise me if Arkansas finishes the year with 0 SEC wins. Hunter Yurachek, if you listened to the show yesterday, said, we are not in a position to win a national championship. We are maybe in a position to win an SEC championship. Guys, that was complete BS, what he said. Because if he meant it, he would have kept Sam Pittman. Sam Pittman's just not a good coach, man. And you have fallen so behind when it comes to recruiting, when it comes to the portal, and you've gotten lazy whenever it comes to your coaching hires. You let Kendall Briles walk out the door. And what happened to your offense, guys? It sputtered apart. You got lazy when it comes to coaching hires. How have you suffered from it? It's pretty obvious. Go look at what the on-field product looks like. That's what I say. Look at where you are defensively. You are a joke. There's going to be a lot of guys that are about to transfer out. Promise you guys, there's going to be a lot of freaking transfers in the next few weeks coming from the university. And rightfully so. Rightfully so, guys. Because you earned this beatdown that you got. 843-350-2534 is the number to call if you guys want to continue to support the voice, or if you want to just continue to support what we have going on here at SEC Live at the Voice of College Football. Give us your thoughts, give us your comments, give us your suggestions. Go ahead and call in the link. Call ahead and, call in using the number down below. But guys, this is where Sam Pittman and company are at. No longer are at anymore, but you knew that this was going to happen. Saying no, nobody's fault but Sam Pittman's himself. Arkansas humiliated, man. You got humiliated from start to finish. And to be completely real with you, you pretty much earned this loss. You got smacked in the face from start to finish. And pretty early on, we knew that this was going to be a blowout. Jeremiah Love, 4 touchdowns in the first half. Guys, that's unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. You shouldn't accept that as a program. This is a disaster. It's been a disaster. So, yeah, man. I mean, this sucks. This really sucks, man. What you did to yourself. It's bottom line. But you know what? If you're surprised, don't be. It's where you are, man. That's your program. Just like that. Hey.
Hey, what you want? What you calling me for?
I didn't call you. You're calling me. I got 55 people.
Me, what?
I got 55. I got 55 people that are listening in to you.
They're all liars just like you.
All right.
Well, that probably answers my question. We're about to go eat at El Rancho. Do you want to come meet us?
I'm good. I'll eat pork fingers. All right. Love you too. Bye. CJ Vavasor in the comments section says Pittman just wasn't good enough to compete in the SEC, unfortunately. I mean, he was good enough. He had talent around him, and he's an effective recruiter, I thought. But you don't develop guys, and you're lazy with your staff hirings. That's what killed you at the end of the day. Shit, that could kill any program. But let's go ahead and let's get on to the rest of the SEC. By the way, this is what Yurachek said. I want to thank Coach Pittman for his service and dedication to the University of Arkansas throughout his time as head coach. From day one, you could tell how much this opportunity meant to him. At this time, however, I feel a change is necessary to put our student athletes and program in the best position to be successful. The goal for our football program is to be highly competitive within the Southeastern Conference and compete for a national championship. As we move forward in the process of finding our next head coach, I am certain we will be able to provide the necessary resources to our staff and team to reach our goals. We will begin a national search for our next head coach immediately. And that search will include Coach Petrino, who has expressed his desire to be a candidate for the long full-time job. Really? 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 That's crazy, huh? That's crazy how this dude was a former head coach and he's expressed interest in the job. Yeah, I do realize Bobby Petrino is the biggest piece of scum that's still in coaching. He's always wanted the Arkansas job, though. But it would not surprise me one bit that you end up, which is all likely to happen, Bobby Petrino is going to be the new head coach at Arkansas. And look, I think offensively, you're going to be much better with Bobby at your helm. I thought Bobby was been pretty good with play calling. But you know what? You can't do it until you have a decent defensive mind. I don't know if Travis Williams is going to be around in 2026. After what you saw last night, guys, I don't. I love Travis Williams. I love the energy that he brings off. He is a great defensive mind. But guys, you cannot accept this over and over. You cannot accept the inconsistency that he has brought defensively. You just can't. It's going to hurt you and it's going to kill you at the end of the day. You just cannot have this happen. You cannot accept it, guys. You know it. I know it. I think we both know it. And I'm pretty certain that, look, this is where you are as a whole and as a team. It's not good. It's not good. All right, let me take a break real fast. Thank you for tuning in to the Final Whistle here on the SEC Live with the Voice of College Football. We'll go ahead and knock out a quick break. I will continue to showcase some more around the SEC. Got a lot to break down, man. Had a wild week yesterday.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select a betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.
First game of the week. And I think that this one pretty much summed up what you saw around college football. Texas A&M Auburn. This was a very, very sloppy game. And I thought this was the game of overrated versus overrated. Rightfully so, guys. So let's kind of get into this. Jackson Arnold, 18-33, $125. They ran the football for 52 yards. You have no answer on the ground. And guys, it's not like you're bad running the football. You just do not establish the run game. Your offensive line is getting your stuff pushed in as a whole. I didn't think that A&M did very good. I thought they were very inconsistent. By the way, if you bet Casey Concepcion over 73.5 receiving yards, you're welcome. Damn, I thought Ryan Williams was going to have a bigger reception than under 25 yards. By the way, guys, we'll talk about Ryan Williams in just a minute, because as big of a big play threat he is, guys, you just have not. I don't know what his deal is. I don't know if he's hurt or not. I don't get it. We got to talk about Ryan Williams. Because Ryan Williams is not playing the best right now. He's not your number one guy. But let's stick to the Texas A&M game. What A&M did a good job of is putting pressure on Jackson Arnold. I said that you had to get guys like Eric Singleton and Cam Coleman the football as much as you could. But what Texas A&M did was that they pressed up on them, they played man coverage, and they dared them to take a shot down the field. You got one pass play of 20 yards or more to Eric Singleton. He had a 37-yard catch. If you take away the 37-yard catch for Eric Singleton, he has a total of 4 receptions for 19 yards. And he'd be the second leading receiver on the night. Cam Coleman, 4 receptions for 18 yards, held in check. Guys, Texas A&M flat out whipped your ass. 0 for 13 on third down. You can't convert a third down to save your life. A&M wasn't even any better. They went 3 of 14. This was a very crappy game. A very crappy game. Both sides shouldn't feel good. And Elko can get on the presser and do what Brian Kelly did 2 weeks ago. They did not play sound fundamental football. They didn't. Guys, that's the bottom line. They played really bad football. Both sides of the ball did. You throw a pick six that damn near cost you, and you're lucky that you can run it in. But guys, it's who you are. This is who you are as a team. I think both sides. Guys, in all honesty, I don't think Texas A&M is that good. They're not. Let me repeat that. A&M is not good. And we can hear all day about how, Marcel Reed should be a Heisman favorite. Oh, Marcel Reed this, Marcel Reed that. Guys, what the frick did Marcel Reed do on Saturday? I didn't see anything that was an eye popper. The last 2 games. Sure, he had a great game against Notre Dame. Guys, he wasn't efficient throwing the damn ball against Notre Dame. I could say the same thing about this one. Yeah, I know he didn't take as many shots, but God, dude, he could not get free to save his life. Consistently getting pressured. Didn't help you. Nor would it matter. So. But guys, this is where you are as a team. This is where you are as a whole. South Carolina or Texas A&M is just not a good program when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. Your running game, though, is another thing. Massive that you got Ruben Owens back healthy. I thought he popped off a couple big plays. Amari Daniels, great game. Le'Veon Moss just may win the Doak Walker Award this year, dude. This could be the start of a great season for Le'Veon Moss. I really, really like Le'Veon Moss. The reason why I do is because he can run the damn ball. And he's a really, really hard runner. Guys, he can put his shoulder down and flat out run you over. He makes you pay on a lot of big plays. That's what's ultimately going to help him and what's going to help this program when it is all said and done. Le'Veon Moss is the big reason why they pulled out a victory last night. Because of his hard running. Marcel Reed has good moments, but he's not efficient. He's a better version of Nico Yamaialava. Because look, as good as Nico was coming out of high school, guys, I mean, you're just not good offensively. Nico Yamaialava made a lot of really bad decisions. Tried to force things into coverage. That's what Marcel Reed showed. This is not a Marcel Reed hate thing. This is me being honest about Marcel Reed. I'm telling you the truth about Marcel Reed. And whether you want to hear it or not, the fact that he's being considered for a Heisman Trophy is beyond me. Beyond me. I can't control that. I wish I could, but I can't. So that's where we are. This is where we are at this point in time. So hopefully you can find something offensively that gets you consistent, because right now it's not working. It's not working. So find yourself consistency. Then maybe we can have a conversation about maybe Marcel Reed being involved in the Heisman talk. I beg you, please, dude. It's got to happen. It has got to happen. Auburn, man, Hugh Freeze is a walking disaster. Hugh Freeze is not an efficient head coach. You know that. I know that. People we talk to knows that. But you know what? Who's really surprised? I wouldn't be. Especially with what you've shown on tape. Gonna be a rough stretch for Auburn, man. Here was a team that a lot of people had maybe making some noise this year in college football. But offensively, they're broken. They may be 3-4 going to Arkansas. They'll be 4-4 after that, 5-4 after Kentucky. They'll make a bowl game, but they may end up being 6-6, just like I predicted in the preseason. Just like I think a lot of people expected them to be when it was all said and done. Alabama, Georgia, game of the freaking night. You know, we saw why Ty Simpson had all that hype in the preseason. Ty Simpson is a really good quarterback, man. And Alabama made plays when it mattered most. That's the bottom line. Guys, how about Chauncey Bowens? The freshman from Point St. Lucie, Florida. Got some carries the last couple weeks of the season. Didn't do a lot last week against Tennessee. But guys, he runs for 100 yards against this Bama defense. And I said that this could be their Achilles heel. They could potentially struggle against this rushing attack that Georgia has. Guys, Georgia ran for 227 yards against them. Alabama right now, rush defense-wise, is not good. It's not good. Between Florida State and Georgia, guys, both of them combined, by the way, you've given up an average of 228 yards per game. Just between the two. You'd have liked to see Gunnar Stockton go to the air more, but I don't know why they went away from it. I think it was just because of what pass defensively you were going to do, and just because you couldn't sustain drives. But you don't expect to go into a game with a Bama team that's going on the road in Athens, and they shut that crowd down early. And I'll give Georgia a lot of credit. Defensively, I didn't think they were bad. But you can only do so much when your offense doesn't help you out. They got off to a quick 14-0 lead. But, you know, when it matters most, guys, Georgia just could not put it all together. They turn the football, you get a 4 and out where you shut down Ty Simpson on a broken play, but then you go 3 and out. You're driving down the field, you're in the red zone, Cash Jones slips and loses 3 yards. You punt the football and you give it right back to him. You were driving the football down too. And guys, this game is not on Cash Jones. It's not. It's on you as a whole. You lost this game because you got away from what was working, which was getting guys like Chauncey Bowens involved, Dylan Bell involved, Nate Frazier involved. Guys, Cash Jones had 2 carries for -7 yards. But he's getting the football on 3rd and shorts and 4th and shorts. Guys, he's just not making plays. I thought the run game was there. You averaged almost 7 yards a carry. Guys, you were running the football with ease. But you had no answer. You turned the football over. What did that lead to? Led to a 7, led to 3. Gave Bama a short field. They turned it into 6. They turned it into 3 points. It's the bottom line, guys, is that you gave them opportunities because you could not sustain drives. And when we get the film on this week, we're going to be coming out here, and I said, I told you so. Because I knew Bama on the road, I cannot deny them against Kirby Smart. I just knew that over the last 2 weeks, they were going to come up with something that was going to, I wouldn't say necessarily blow me away, but really they were going to find ways to win the ball game. That's the bottom line when it comes to Bama. They're going to find a way. It's Bama. What do you expect? It doesn't even matter who's the head man out there. You were going to find ways to win this football game. Bama defensively did enough. You forced the issue. Georgia stayed in there as long as possible. But when your offense can't move the football down the field, you lose games like that. Games that you really should not lose. You had the momentum, guys. You have it right near midfield. This is going to be a great freaking drive for you. And you just cannot get anything going offensively. So it's back to the drawing board for Georgia. I don't think necessarily that it's a bad thing for Georgia that they lost this game, knowing that you had the momentum. Hey, babe. Hold on. Hey, babe. I love you. I'll head over there as soon as I'm done with the show. All right, I love you. Bye-bye. CJ says they need to fire Mike Bobo for real. Hell yeah, they do. They do. Mike Bobo is just not a good coach, man. Mike Bobo is a joke. Mike Bobo has frustrated the piss out of me when it comes to his play calling. But honestly, I wouldn't even blame him today. Because what you had overall was not horrible. But, again, I think it might have been a personnel issue. I think you got pushed around up front a little bit. It was an evenly tight, competitive game, man, but you just could not get ways to win the game when it matters the most. It's the bottom line, man. So I think Bama should return to the top 10. I think close at least. Big one with Vandy, though. You know, these next 3 games are going to define the rest of the year. 1-0 against Georgia. Bang, big one. You get Vandy. You go to Farouk Field and play Missouri. You play Tennessee. All 3 of which have pretty good run games. So can you find a way, if you're Bama, to shut down a good run game? Because defensively, you have struggled with it. Florida State, you struggled, and last night you struggled. You gave up a combined total in both of those games. You've given up 450-plus yards on the ground between the two. You cannot accept that, man. This is a defense that should not be giving up this many yards on the ground. And Vandy's got a good one with the Tim Beck offense and what they bring to the table with their triple option type look. And with the RPOs as well. Missouri with 2 good backs in Jaden Roberts and Ahmad Hardy. Ahmad Hardy right now I think might be topping the Heisman list at this point. Surprise, surprise. And then Tennessee with Star Thomas. It's a lot of work, man. Not to mention that you still got to play Oklahoma down the stretch. Oklahoma's damn good. I think they should have Mateer back healthy for this upcoming week. LSU and Ole Miss. This is one where I think a lot of you are ready for my breakdown of. Guys, I told you Trinidad Chambliss was going to be somebody that you had to look out for. Do I think Trinidad Chambliss played great? Not often. I thought for the most part you were able to kind of contain him because offensively you are broken. LSU is broken offensively. You have a quarterback who's still unhealthy, who cannot read a defense to save his life, makes piss poor reads, makes piss poor decisions, and it's going to cost him a game, guys. Guys, Garrett Nussmeier is a very talented quarterback. But if we're being real, you need to go into this bye week and evaluate him further to make sure that I don't know if it's a freaking AC joint. I saw ducks left and freaking right. He throws the football like he's about to throw it through a brick wall. But, guys, you got away from what was working. Ole Miss had the 120th ranked rush defense in the nation. You ran for 59 yards on them. Harlem Berry is breaking off good runs. Caleb Jackson has 1 carry for 10 yards. Barryon Brown has 1 carry for 9 yards. You go to the air, though. And Garrett was just not efficient. That's the bottom line. Ole Miss, they did what was necessary. They ran for 170 yards, and Trinidad Chambliss had 314 yards rushing. Daquan Wright was all over you. He owned this LSU secondary, guys. It's the bottom line. Because when you have a rollout and you can't shut that down, you have issues. And I think that's what killed you at the end of the day. I thought you saw some good things on the LSU side of things. I thought Perkins had a pretty good game. I thought the Weeks brothers, another good game. But I think, do I want to complain about the officiating? I think both sides officials were not letting them get away with anything. There were flags thrown left and right. Guys, Ole Miss played really pitiful. They had a lot of mistakes. and they stayed around. Realistically, this is a game that you should have won. But again, this is where the one-dimensional side of where LSU is at is going to kill them at the end of the day. Guys, you're not fully developed offensively. So you need to take this week. You need to go back to the film session, whether it be through Joe Sloan stepping back into a quarterback role and BK taking advantage of, taking control of the play calls. Whatever it is, guys, you got to find someone that's going to call a good game. Ole Miss, great freaking game. Cannot compliment. They played complimentary football. Kewan Lacey, hell of a game. Made plays when it mattered most. Trinidad Chambliss helped them get off the field. They were 8 of 16 on third down. LSU was 2 of 11 on third. Really, you should have only had one offensive touchdown, and it really could have been picked because Nick Anderson makes a hell of a grab in the red zone. Guys, they made plays that you just couldn't. Do I think the DJ Pickett pass interference played a role? Maybe. But guys, you got to keep your head on a swivel. That doesn't matter. You have got to stay poised and you've got to stay focused. You weren't. Do I think the pass interferences were tacky? Yes, I do. I thought they were really bad. I thought the SEC officiating crew could have been a lot better. But this is what you had to deal with, man. LSU's got a lot to look forward to. 170 yards rushing for Ole Miss compared to 59. They had 14 penalties, by the way. But LSU, 7 penalties for 78 yards. Killed you in critical down and distance situations. See what they do to the bye week. Ole Miss, hell of a win. We'll see them in the top 10 this week. They're legit. Trinidad Chambliss is your number one guy. And I think he should be your quarterback one for the rest of the year. Let's finish off our last game of what is probably the most important one of this one. Tennessee going on the road in Stark Vegas and getting a massive victory in overtime against Mississippi State. Guys, Mississippi State's a bowl-eligible team. I really think that Mississippi State is going to make some noise in the SEC. They're this year's Vanderbilt. Guys, Mississippi State is going to find a way to get a victory and get themselves bowl-eligible this year. Whether it be they go to DFW or not DFW, but Fayetteville and go get a win against Arkansas and maybe pull off an upset either against Florida or maybe at home against Ole Miss. Anything can happen, man. Dude, this is a Mississippi State team that should get some more respect. Guys, they hung in there with a pretty good Tennessee team. Do you know what, man? I think offensively, you found your rhythm. Fluff Bothwell, been high on him all offseason. Goes for 2 touchdowns against a very good defense. Deshaun Bishop and Star Thomas talked about the running game. Those 2 guys are going to be a big role player in the next 2 weeks. Joey Aguilar made the big plays. They forced 2 interceptions off of them. One led to a pick 6. The other would lead to a touchdown. But you also made some mistakes. You had a pick 6. That swings the game towards Tennessee's side. You can't capitalize off of a missed field goal. You have to punt the football. You have 2 missed field goals, man. Or never mind. I thought you had 2 missed field goals. Guys, you had 14 points off of turnovers. Mississippi State could have won this game by double digits. But you allowed for Tennessee to hang around because you shot yourself in the foot. If you don't do this, guys, you can win the game. You really can. Crazy as it sounds. You really can. Mississippi State just was unable to make plays when it mattered most. Guys, all hats off to Joey Aguilar and company. But Mississippi State defensively, they couldn't tackle. Offensively, they made mistakes. They gave up 14 points off of turnovers. You had a scoop and score and a pick six. 2 turnovers that swung the momentum to Tennessee. Mississippi State, like I said, is going to be a bowl-eligible team at the end of the year. Who are the 2 wins going to be? I thought Tennessee, you for sure would have won it, but you go to Florida, and then you go to Arkansas. Those are my 2 games that I think you could pull off an upset there, and you can end up being bowl-eligible when it is all said and done. Guys, massive week that we had around the SEC. Thank you guys so much for hopping on inside the final whistle with myself, Lucas Hill, here on SEC Live at the Voice of College Football. Make sure you all hit the like, share, subscribe button. Turn on that bell notification down below so that you are notified every time we go live here on SEC Live at the Voice of College Football. Follow me on X at Lucas Hill SEC. Follow us at the Voice of College Football at THEVOCFB. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, stay blessed. Don't stress. You have a good rest of the
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.